If you're worried about walking into another relationship with an avoidant, this video is for you, because if you can get this, you can absolutely avoid avoidance. Hi, I'm Amy and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I'm a certified attachment style coach and I help anxious attachers break the cycle of avoidant and emotionally unavailable partners so that you can really thrive in your independence and prevent future heartbreak. In this video, I'm going to give you some advice on how to never date an avoidant ever again. So avoidants are absolutely going to be in your past if you can get this right. But before we start, if you're interested in what your attachment style is, I do have a free attachment style quiz. The link is in my bio, but let's get into the video. I get a lot of comments and a lot of emails from anxious attachers who are absolutely terrified of going out of one relationship with an avoidant and just waltzing straight into another one. I completely get this, and I was worried about this as well. And it's also really what happened to me. I met my dismissive avoidant fresh out of a divorce with another avoidant, not on the same scale, but I walked into another relationship. And the reason for this is that my self-worth was low, my self-esteem was low. I was absolutely desperate for love. I didn't consciously know that at the time, but looking back, that was exactly where I was. I was in a place where I felt like I could not be on my own. And when I speak to other anxious attachers about this, their stories pretty much marry up. They have a history of avoidant relationships that they can't seem to break out of. But we're going to put a stop to that right now, today. Commit to it, intend it, and commit to letting go of those patterns. The biggest thing I've found that has really helped anxious attachers break this cycle is learning what your needs are and how to meet them yourself. So when it is that anxious attachers meet avoidant attachers, they're really in a stage or in a belief system where they don't feel confident about meeting their own needs. So what anxious attachers do is look towards something on the outside of them to get that need met. And I'm not judging anyone for this. I've been here myself. I did not know that I even had needs, let alone how to meet them. I just knew that, oh, I really, really need love, so I'm just gonna go for the first thing that's offered. And that's exactly what I did. And I think that's what a lot of anxious attachers find themselves doing, is that you feel really uncomfortable about being on your own. This is what's going to be the driving force for you going into unhealthy relationships, because the subconscious mind thinks that this relationship is going to meet its needs. It thinks that this relationship is going to complete me. This relationship is going to make me feel whole. It's going to be the missing puzzle piece. I'll finally feel fulfilled once I'm in a relationship. But this is false, you guys. The only person who can make you feel whole, complete, fulfilled is you. And if you're struggling with this, I've helped clients the world over with this very same problem. I've created a really specific blueprint on the exact steps I took to move from anxious attached to secure. And it didn't take very long, you guys. So if you're interested in that, email me. My link is in the bio. If you're interested in what other clients have had to say, go over to my community tab. I've got all my reviews on there. So meeting your own needs. If this sounds completely foreign to you, that's okay. But first of all, you need to establish what your needs are. So if it is that you're in either single right now and struggling, or if you're in a relationship that you don't feel is going anywhere, but you're staying in it because you don't want to be on your own, what I want you to do is list out what needs you are getting from this relationship. I'll also say that it's the needs that you think you'll get from this relationship, because anxious attachers do quite often go into limerence. They do quite often project their desires onto a person that isn't showing up that way at the moment. So list out all the needs that you are getting from this relationship or from a relationship. So that could be feeling loved, for example, feeling connection, feeling worthy, feeling seen, heard, understood. And you might well be with somebody, or maybe this person is an ex, that you really did want these needs to be met and you were sitting in hope, waiting for these needs to be met, but it never came to fruition. So you're going to list out all of those needs. You are going to get creative about meeting these needs yourself. I want you to tell yourself right now that you are completely capable of meeting all of your needs. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to meet 100% of your needs 100% of the time all on your own. That's not what we're doing here. We're looking to get these needs met in a healthy way through other people and through the outside, but also in relationship to yourself. So let's take the need for connection, because anxious attachers have a really high need to feel connected to other people. And of course you do, because we're human beings, and to tell you that you should be just okay on your own forever would be like telling Blossom the cow that she can't talk to any other cows in the field. We're herd animals. Of course you want connection. So validate that need for connection. Even if your partner or your ex-partner invalidated that need, I want you to learn and start to validate your own needs. It is okay that you have needs. So look at that need. How can I meet that need in a healthy way? So that could be connecting with friends, connecting with family. Maybe you're part of a forum, for example, and you can connect with other people. This is healthy connection. You are not looking for a connection from somebody who is not going to give it to you, or at least not give it consistently. And then I want you to look at how you can meet that need in relationship to yourself, because this is so important for people who are anxiously attached. Because if you can start to really get into your body and connect with yourself on a consistent, regular basis, you are going to find that external need for connection really reduces, because you are going to start being able to meet that need yourself pretty confidently. So how do you connect with yourself in a healthy way? Do you journal, for example? Journaling is such a good way of connecting with yourself. Maybe you like to meditate, even just periodically throughout the day, asking yourself, how do I feel right now? What am I thinking right now? What can I do to help myself feel better? And go and meet the need. Get used to having your needs met, which brings me on to the second part of this video, which is the other reason anxious attachers find themselves in avoidant relationships repeatedly is because they don't treat themselves the way that they expect to be treated. So they treat themselves as somebody who is unworthy, who doesn't deserve a relationship, somebody that needs external validation, something external to fill the void that they have of a missing need, whatever that might be. But the reason why they accept poor behavior or behavior that they don't deserve is because they're not treating themselves in the way they expect their partner to treat them. And what happens then is, if somebody is treating you poorly, your alarm bells are not going to go off, because at some level that treatment is familiar to you. And we want to break that pattern and make it so that that treatment is not familiar with you. That treatment is labeled in your subconscious mind as not safe, because at the moment that's not happening, because you are attracted to people who treat you the way that you treat yourself. So when you can improve the treatment of yourself, you won't accept poor treatment anymore. You won't accept treatment that is worse than what you treat yourself. And what I mean by treat yourself is how you speak to yourself, what you believe about yourself, how you feel about yourself, and how you physically treat yourself as well. Do you eat right? Do you sleep right? Do you stay hydrated? Do you work out? Do you take care of yourself? Do you prioritize yourself? Or are you still in the cycles of people pleasing? Do you drop everything, ignore your own needs to go and meet somebody else's? And these are all the things, and these are all the patterns that the anxious attacher needs to break. Because when you can start treating yourself how you want to be treated, anything less than that is not acceptable to you anymore. And you will be able to set boundaries a lot easier, and it will come naturally, because you set boundaries around things that you value. And when you start valuing yourself, your boundaries will be natural. Think about something that's really important to you. Maybe it's a child, maybe it's a pet, maybe it's your car. because you value that thing, you don't need to think about what your boundaries are around that thing. Like, I really value my son, for example, but if someone spoke to him horribly, I wouldn't have to think, oh, is this a boundary? Or am I just being unreasonable? Am I asking too much? No, the boundary is natural because I value him. And when you can value yourself in that way, your boundaries will also become natural to you, and you are not going to accept anything less than that. So I hope you found that video helpful. If you did, drop a comment below. I also have a 6-week self-study course coming available soon, so subscribe to this channel for more information on that. I'm Amy, and it's an absolute honor to help you improve your self-worth, and thank you so much for watching.